Hello, everybody. This is the much-awaited video that discusses the budget and financial reporting updates for Round 1 grantees. I'm joined today by Wendy Warmoth. Wendy, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself real quick before we kick off our video?
Hi, I'm Wendy, and I work and help supporting in grant operations with MDE, and I have a background in school financial administration.
Wonderful. Just the kind of expert we need on videos like this. With me, you get a contractor. I'm Phil Chase. I'm a contractor that's been working on some of the coordination work for our Grow Your Own grants. So we're happy to host this quick video about our updates. Okay, without too much further ado, I'm going to go ahead and go to this slide. Wendy, this is the slide for our custom budget templates. Why don't you go ahead and say a couple of introductory things, and then we're going to show them the live tool in a moment.
Sure. So each one of every school that has gotten the award will be receiving a budget template, and it will have some items filled in for you. Your award amount will be filled in, and your indirect charges will be whatever you put in for your original grant will be also updated. Those will be filled in, and then the areas in blue are what we'll discuss, and that's what you would be needing to put in for more detail.
Perfect. Okay, I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing. You can go ahead and share the actual tool on your end there, Wendy, and why don't you take it away? I know you've done a lot of work on that.
Okay, so on this, you'll see again that we obviously have a fictitious school here with their code, and they have an award amount of $100,000. To look down below, just because you'll see that they have an indirect charge of $1,000. So what they are going to need to put in here is something that will add up to $99,000, because the 1,000 will be added up at the bottom. Again, your information will be in, and if for some reason there is an error, you would need to let us know, and we can send you a corrected budget. So what you would do is you're going to go in here, and the totals will total themselves, and they should be protected. So you really only have access to the information that you need to complete. So we're going to go in here, and I'm just going to put in some different numbers. It's obviously not going to matter. It will matter though. You'll see that it does not have cents in there, and it will not or should not allow cents to be included. So if you put it in, it'll probably either give you an error or round up. So I'm just putting in $5,000 there. Now, before I finish completing this, you'll see down below here is for the 27B. There really is only two codes, the 221 and the 283. If for some reason, and we looked through, there were one or two districts that maybe had something in other, but in further review of those, they actually belong up in the 221 and 283. So if you have questions and you have other and you want further explanation, first maybe double check with your business office if they're not the ones putting this information in, or just send us an email and we'll help you redirect that. Below is if you had in your original budget the Explore grant. If you did not put that in your original budget, you do not have the ability to put it in at this point. They are separate areas within here. So let's just say in this case, to make it very simplistic, they did not fill out the Explore grant. So I'm going to put in 49,000. And so when we go down here, you'll see that it says complete. Now, if for some reason I was not good at math or I had my figures wrong and I put in 48,000, it adds up to 99,000. That's not your award amount, so it will say error here. So really it will check for you to make sure that you're sending in what you need to send in. And let's say, you know, this obviously is just fictitious amount, but if you did have the Explorer in here, it will go in. It subtotals across the bottom and it subtotals across the side. It should be very simple. The harder part is obviously knowing what your figures are, not entering it into this budget. So that's a pretty quick overview of how to enter in the budget. And again, if you have questions, you'll see up at the top, it says, please complete and return this budget to mde-pme@michigan.gov. And that's where you could ask some of your questions if you had problems as well. So
Cool.
Bill, if you're ready, I could stop sharing that.
That's
Okay.
great. I really like it too, Wendy, because it includes some error, some like natural error finding on the part of the district if it doesn't add up. That's really great. So
Right.
thanks for doing that. That's super
Sure.
good. I'm going to go ahead and share back my screen just to give us a little bit of. You and I wanted to include a couple of short notes yet in this budget, but we're not going to go into too much detail because after all, as you mentioned, the MDE-PME at michigan.gov email is a good place to ask all your questions. So a couple of notes. I just want to reiterate that you had already mentioned, Wendy, when you're using this tool, you can't change the amount of the award. Obviously, wouldn't allow you to do that. You're not going to be able to change the amount of indirect costs. And also, we did already have a question. This is why Wendy mentioned it. Well, you mentioned it, Wendy. We had a question about can we add the Explore program on ex post facto, and you can't. Not if it was not part of the original proposal. For that reason, even though this budget tool is aimed at round one folks, for round two people watching this video, make sure that you're clear as to whether or not you want the Explore program or not, and you plan for it. All right, so that's a good set of updates. We have another set of updates here about submitting the tool because we did get a few questions in. And Wendy, if you don't mind, I'm just going to tell everybody watching the video that we know some time has passed since we're on one awards. We know we did ask you for a revised template, revised budget. Now we have the tool for you to use it. We're going to make that deadline Friday, August 11. We think that's going to give you enough time if you are a round one person to resubmit. Again, if you're a round two person that wants to submit going, wait, this isn't for me, it kind of is because we still now showed you how to set up your budget correctly. So we're hoping a lot of people watch this video. Once again, as Wendy mentioned, you're going to be using the mde-pme@michigan.gov email address to submit. And then we're asking folks just to make sure it's easier, on our staff who are diligently looking at that, looking for questions and stuff and sort of fielding that email inbox. Please include your district name and the words revised budget in your subject line. Then we know to grab them in and save them off on our system. So that'll ensure that you get it in on time.
Bill?
Yeah, go ahead.
As I was thinking, is one thing I want to make sure too is that the emails that I gathered that they will be sent to may or may not be the right person that it goes to. So if it's going to the superintendent and you're not the one that's going to do this, we are going to ask that you understand you will need to forward that. It won't go anywhere else. It's only going to be sent to one person.
Good one. Yeah, good one. Yeah, that's good, Wendy, because we do get sometimes a request to add on to the authorized contacts, the different information. So we want to make sure that this gets the right person. That's a good point. For what's coming up that's budget related, there are a few FAQs that we're adding to the website, which is there in a QR code. I'm just going to leave this on the screen for a minute as people might want to use the QR code from their phones. But we are adding some new FAQs that are budget or finance related as we get to them. And we can tell you that round one awardees who already got a guidance and monitoring document, they'll be receiving an updated one. And in that one, we're going to be covering some reallocation flexibility questions. We're going to be addressing some of those questions everyone has about the cost of substitute teachers. And then we're also going to address technology and software purchases because in the recent week, we've had a couple of really great questions from districts about that. And it has to do with our other necessary budget code. So we won't cover it all in today's video, but look for those things to come from the MDE soon. Okay. So I think that kind of covers what we're telling people today, Wendy. And if they have questions, again, they know where to go. They know how to direct them. And this website here, michigan.gov/FPME, is your resource for all the updates in the world you can possibly ask for. Either you're round one person or round two, doesn't matter. Go there for the latest and greatest. Can't help but at the end of the video, give out a shameless plug for following us on social media. Hashtag proud MI educator. You can follow us on Twitter and Facebook at Michigan Educator. And then finally, I'm just going to leave this up for a few seconds there, Wendy. I do thank you for your help. Again, people have questions, they know where to go. They're going to get that budget tool sent directly to them. But in the meantime, I'll leave this QR code up for people who can give us some feedback. Yes. Any other final points?
I'm going to be sending out those budgets between today and tomorrow. So if for some reason your district doesn't get one, please let us know.
Excellent. Excellent. Yep. If he's watching this video and you don't have it in your inbox, let us know, because we want to make sure everyone gets one and gets it done right. Okay. Without any further ado, Wendy, I think we're gonna call this a cut and a wrap and a print, or however they do it in Hollywood. But thanks for joining me today. And any questions, you know where to find us.